Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Jay. Been on the carnivore diet for 12 out of the last 14 months now and lost about 70 pounds in that time. Sorry I haven't posted a video for a couple of weeks, but I've been super busy. And something that's occurred to me over the last few days of this busy period is just how hard it is to stay on a diet and keep with my exercise program when life runs off the rails. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I've got this big project that I'm managing. On top of that, I mentioned in my last video that I took a catering delivery gig, so I've been trying to get those in as well. So like I've said, this is reminding me just how hard it is to keep up with one's diet and exercise when one is as busy as I've been. I like to work out 3 times a week, strength training, and I also like to try to walk just about every day. At least to walk like I'm doing now in my local neighborhood park for 3 miles. Often, if I have time, to go for a 5-mile hike. But none of that's been possible for the last few weeks. I've read a lot of comments from my viewers talking about how they often find themselves too busy to keep on a diet and exercise program. And I know that this has been a big problem for me in the past too. I've always had jobs that were very busy, then very slow, then very busy, then very slow. And in those busy periods, I would order out all the time, drink a little bit too much to wind down after a busy day, and basically blow up my metabolism. It's probably why I gained so much weight in my late 40s and 50s. I've been pretty good during this period. I haven't fallen off carnivore at all, but I haven't been keeping up with the lion diet as I had said I would. So I haven't been completely lion diet, mostly lion diet, but I've had a few meals where I just stop at the grocery store and get an old standby, which is deli meat and maybe some cheese, and wrap the cheese into pieces of deli meat and eat that and call that dinner or lunch. Whole Foods has some good deli meat that has 0 carbs, doesn't seem to have any additives, and while it's probably not the healthiest meal, it's a lot healthier than falling off carnivore altogether and eating, grains and vegetables. So it's been a lifesaver for me. Now, if you're going through a busy phase, I have some advice that I've kind of gathered through experience over the last few weeks, and I'd like to share it with you. I think the most important thing if you're going through one of these busy periods where you just can't keep on your program is to set some red lines. Some things that you absolutely will not do no matter what. For me, it was fall off carnivore completely. I was okay having some cheese, some dairy, having not the healthiest meat, but I knew that I didn't want to end up, ordering out and having some rice with the meal and then falling off the wagon completely. So decided to sit down for a few minutes. It's going uphill here and I don't want to be all out of breath while I'm talking. So yeah, my red line was not to fall off carnivore. And in the past 3 weeks that have been as busy as they have been, I've only cheated once, and it was a pretty minor cheat, but it reminded me of just how important it is not to cheat at all. There was one day where I got a Wendy's triple burger with cheese, and that was going to be my meal, and I took the bun off. Just eating the patties. But toward the end, I don't know what I was thinking, but I had one bite of the bun. And I'm telling you, the cravings I had for the next hour for carbohydrates was not worth it. This is me. I have an issue with carbohydrates. I have some kind of addiction. I really felt it come out even just from one bite of a bun. And that's been my pattern in the past when I would try to diet in the past, stay on keto or some other diet and lose weight. I would have one cheat and, it was off to the races. So I don't know about you, but for me, I really have to set some red lines that I will not cross. I'm kind of glad that I did take a bite of that bun and could be, remind myself of just how strong that carbohydrate addiction is when it comes to white bread and rice and those kinds of things, and just where it could go. It reminded me that, how important those red lines are and not to fall off the wagon. Number 2, aside from the red lines that you will not cross, go easy on yourself. It's really easy, I've found this out myself, to get down on oneself for not exercising. I had a really good streak there with the lion diet, and I was finally starting to make progress losing weight, get off my plateau, and this busy phase came up. I haven't worked out for 3 weeks. I feel like crap, all my muscles, and I haven't really walked either, and I don't know that I've gained weight, but I certainly haven't lost any. But you know what? That's okay. I have a big project. The project is coming to an end in another week, and then I can make some progress. The issue when you're trying to lose weight isn't to constantly lose weight and constantly be performing at your best on the diet. It's to not give in to temptation and set yourself way back. It's so easy for me, and I'm sure other people, to feel down on yourself and, just start eating whatever you want. It's the feeling down on yourself. It's that habitual pattern that we need to look at and we need to break. That's where the lifestyle change is. So number 1, know your red lines. Number 2, go easy on yourself. They sound kind of contradictory, but they really aren't. And number 3, I would say, is plan ahead. If you know you're going to be busy all day, try to cook some extra meat the night before. I cooked a chuck roast and was hitting that most days when I didn't have any food or I didn't have any time to cook. Having that chuck roast at 4 or 5 o'clock kept me going for the rest of the day, and I didn't want to get hungry. The chuck roast was really good for that. Or else I would cook some extra ground beef. Maybe I'd cook 2 pounds instead of 1 and put the second pound in a plastic bag for heating up later. That really helped. And then I had my go-tos if I didn't have time to cook at all, or if there was nothing in the fridge. Going to Whole Foods, like I said, and getting the sandwich meat and some cheese. Not ideal carnivore, but it is a good go-to if you're just too busy to do anything else. Number 4, you may not have time to go to the gym, but you probably do have time to walk half a mile just to get your blood flowing. I didn't have time to go out hiking. I didn't even have time to do my usual walk, but I would get out for 20 minutes and just walk as fast as I could for that 20 minutes and then go back and work. I would try to do that once or twice a day. It's not a lot, but again, if you're too busy to do your normal exercise routine, at least it keeps the blood flowing. Number 5, and this is one that I fell down on a little bit, is whatever you do, make sure you have food in the house that you can cook. There was a period where I had basically gone through everything and had no food in the house. I was able to, like I said, go to Whole Foods and get my sandwich meat and cheese if I was really hungry. I'd stop by there on the way home, and that would be dinner. And then get some eggs and some ground beef for breakfast. But it's not ideal. Really, one of the keys to keeping on the diet is to shop ahead of time and have the food in the house so that you can cook it. Yeah, so those are my 5 things that I really came to see during this busy period. It's been a long time since I've had something that was this busy and stressful. I kind of forgot how hard it is. I've seen people comment on my videos and talk about this, and there's a side of me that's always been like, well, you just have to do X, Y, Z, make sure you have enough food, leave half an hour to cook during the day. But I get it now. Sometimes that just isn't possible. So much of the weight that I gained in the past was due to these busy kinds of periods. They'd go for 2 or 3 months at past jobs that I've had, and just giving in and eating quickly, ordering out, DoorDash or Uber Eats. If you eat Chinese food every night, or even if you try to eat healthy food every night, you order out healthy food, it adds up. And there's always stuff along with that healthy food, pita bread or something that you end up eating that puts the weight on. So I think for me, I'm going to try to avoid finding myself in these busy periods again. There's no reason to work more than 40 hours a week unless you've got some kind of financial emergency going on. This was more just not scheduling something properly, over promising, and I have that commitment to deliver. I'm 61. It's not so easy to do that anymore. Actually, it never was, and it never made much sense to schedule myself out that way. I see that more now. So I guess that's my biggest lesson over the last 3 weeks. Otherwise, things are going well. I'm really glad that I stayed on the diet and didn't have any disasters to report. I'm feeling good. Not feeling as good as I will once I've gotten back to the gym and gotten out hiking, but I'm feeling okay. I'll be getting to Costco over the weekend to do some shopping. I'll get a video up about that and hopefully be back to my regular posting schedule by next week. I really wish I could make a living at YouTube. I have so much more fun doing this than I do working on project management stuff. Hopefully that'll happen if I can get into a more regular posting schedule. Hope you've all done well with your diet. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.